Pepperdine Sports Productions is coming to you from the WCC basketball tournament in Las Vegas, and we're giving you behind-the-scenes access to all things Pepperdine. Now, you could say that this is a tournament of firsts. It's the first time the tournament is being held in a neutral location. It's also the first year of the WCC Hall of Honor. Pepperdine's inductee, Doug Christie.
The first year, the inaugural year of the WCC, and my husband getting selected as one of the honorees, I'm ecstatic about it, and we'll be celebrating it all year.
I think the thing that stands out is the development from when Doug came here as a freshman and where he ended up as the player of the year in the conference and one of the premier players that ever played here at Pepperdine, and probably one of the best players to ever play in the entire WCC. Just his development, his overall game, and his attitude about the game, and his work ethic, and he was a tireless worker. It was important for him to be as good as he could be, and he kind of had his sights set on playing in the NBA from the very start. From the minute he got here, he just didn't really have a plan to do it, and as time progressed, he became more and more of a complete player, and obviously it worked out terrific for him.
The one great memory, I have a million great memories of him, but the one on the court was we played Cal State Fullerton, and he had a sprained ankle the day before, and our staff thought there's no way he's going to play. And late in the game, he made a big-time move where he went up and dunked over a guy, and it was a TV game. Bill Walton was announcing, and he announced bursting. He says, "Superman has just entered the building." And I can see that play every time I think about it, of just how high he went. And again, to think that he wasn't even going to play. So that's probably my greatest memory. I have a million of them, of him dunking and shooting and stealing the ball and doing those things. So it's exciting thinking about just watching him grow and mature here, and then obviously in the NBA.
It is an honor to be joined by Hall of Honor inductee, Doug Christie. And Doug, what did this honor mean to you today?
It meant so much because it's accumulation of time, of so many people that come into your life and help you out. From Coach Asbury giving me the opportunity to attend college, to Pepperdine giving me a platform to show my skills, and at a time where I was a Prop 48 student, and that wasn't really a big thing. They weren't letting those students in, so you had to go to community college. And just all of the people that have helped me out so much, it just meant so much to me. And sometimes it gets emotional because you're so thankful for the things that people do for you, that sometimes that life goes so fast you don't get a chance to realize it until something like this.
Doug's basically, for me, he's a face, he's a name of Pepperdine basketball. We talk about him all the time in recruiting.
And what would you say, if you think back to what was Waves basketball like back then?
Wow, Waves basketball was, you had Loyola Marymount, and they were a run and gun type of team, and we were a mirror of our coach. And Coach Asbury was he's soft now, but he was a very hard guy. And he built confidence and strength in the players, and we went out and we competed every single night, and he demanded that we came to practice every day and we practiced hard all the time. And I think that eventually that showed up on the floor. Marty Wilson was there when I was a freshman. I didn't get to play, but he really planted the seed of guys coming out and competing every day. And then from that point we kind of took it on, but it was fun basketball, it was a family atmosphere, and it was really something that I always remember.
Doug was one of the type of players, and the team that we had, or teams that we had when Doug was here, was when we were outside of practice, they would come down at nighttime, on weekends, and just constantly played. But that was a dedication that they had because they wanted to be good.
I got the chance to go in the locker room last night and talk to the team. Coach said, "Get up there and say something." So I got up in front of the guys, and then for them to go out and win, my wife and I were talking, it was just the icing on the cake.
He had all eyes focused on him, and he just talked about the dedication and kind of things it took to do it, and taking care of business in the classroom and making sure that you were there for the right purposes.
And then just listen to him and hear him speak, and how articulate and how intelligent he is and how thoughtful he is. It was mind-blowing. And Coach told him, "Hey, take 3 or 4 minutes," and he took probably 7 or 8 minutes, and I could have listened to him for 20 minutes because he was captivating. I think he caught our guys' attention. I thought he motivated them, not just for that game, but for down the line. And something that's important to us is to try to get Doug get some of the other players back here so they can learn and understand the tradition, understand how it was when we were here before as players, as coaches, and just understand how hard they worked to get Pepperdine's name to where it is and where it was.
You know, we would travel together. You know, obviously we're in the vans together, but everybody got along. Everybody had a good time, and I really think that the way Coach coached us, he always told me, he said, you know, I consider you the best player, and if I get on you hard, that allows everybody else to know that I'm going to get on them the same way. And those type of things allow for a team to really have camaraderie because no one is above anybody else. Everybody is on the same level. And those are the things that made it just truly, truly special.
And how do you think that your time spent at Pepperdine helped propel you into your professional career?
Wow. So much. Pepperdine, I mean, just from going there and culturally meeting so many different people, from coming from a kid from Seattle and, you know, I didn't know a lot, to come to Pepperdine and I was just like, oh my God, you know, you got a lot of rich people, and that wasn't the area that I was from, and all of a sudden everyone accepted me though, and it was so much of a blessing because as I went on in life I was able to really communicate with people on a different level, and I really attribute a lot of that to Pepperdine and the way that they took me in as part of the Pepperdine family, and so many things that I learned while I was at Pepperdine stay with me throughout, not only now but throughout my whole life.
What was your reaction to hearing that Coach Asbury is back?
I was excited because I told him, I said, I know you got to do what you got to do when you left Pepperdine. I totally understand that, but he had a system that was really working, and when he left, things really went downhill for a while, and by coming back, I think he's reestablishing that whole Pepperdine thing about what we are and what we do as Waves, and Marty Wilson coming on, I think, as mentoring under him and then eventually taking over is going to be awesome. But when I heard Coach was back, I was just like, oh my God, that's what they need, because you have to have that discipline and things that he instills in the players, and once you understand the system, sky's the limit.
Exciting. Now, we've heard so many former Pepperdine athletes say, you know what, I'm a Wave for life. How does that resonate with you?
It doesn't matter where I go in the world. If I see Pepperdine in any form or fashion, I'm always stopping, I'm looking. It is true. You're a Wave for life, because Malibu in and of itself is such a special community, but to be a part of Pepperdine, it was awesome, and I keep it in my heart always.